Hey guys, it's NX and welcome to my first PC gaming build video. This video's budget is $300. This PC will be able to run Skyrim on ultra settings, getting an average anywhere from 15 to 50 FPS. I know this is not much of an accomplishment, but for the price this is insane. This computer could easily run Battlefield 3 on medium settings with decent resolutions like 1280 by 1024 or 1360 by 768, which is my monitor, on like 15 to 40 FPS average. Before I begin, I'd just like to note that these products are on sale for $300 for now. In a few weeks, these products will be more than $300, obviously. When the sales end, this build will be at least $50 extra or more, probably $100 more, depends. But there are tons of sales, so just keep an eye out for them. For the CPU, I chose the AMD Athlon X2 270 3.4 GHz dual-core processor. The reason I chose this is because I have a similar processor in one of my computers, and it is a monster for the price. Some reviews I've read on Newegg say that they overclocked this processor to 4 GHz stably, which is pretty good for the price. I chose the G.SKILL Value 4GB RAM because it was affordable, and from what I've read, reliable. When it comes to gaming, really 4 GB or 8 GB is necessary, but for a $300 build, 4 GB is just fine. I chose the 7770 for the graphics card, specifically the HIS 7770 GHz edition. This GPU should be able to run most current games on medium or low settings. Depending on which games, you might be able to get to run the settings on high. For example, Castle Crashers or Left 4 Dead 2 or 1 could be ran on medium to high settings, and you can still get pretty good FPS around like 30 to 60. But that's because they're not really intensive games like when it comes to graphics. For the motherboard, I chose the ASUS M5A78LM Plus. I own a M5A78LM motherboard in one of my computers. This motherboard is quite fine. The LX Plus has overclocking settings in the latest BIOS, so you can overclock your Athlon X270 if you're buying that processor. For the hard drive, I chose a very cheap hard drive. I chose the Seagate DB35 120GB hard drive. This is a refurbished hard drive. This is one part of this build that I would highly recommend you buy a more expensive hard drive if you can afford it. This hard drive will do if you can't. 120 gigabytes is enough for several games if you're doing strictly gaming. For the case, I chose the DIYPC Skyline-A black steel case. This case is currently on sale for $20, which is a bargain. It is big enough for all these parts in this build. Now the DVD drive is optional, but if you're not interested in getting one, you can use the extra money, which is $17 for this one, for a better hard drive. But if you're interested in a DVD hard drive, you can grab a ASUS 24X DVD burner. If you have any old computers, you can always just take it from there. This goes for the hard drive as well. For the power supply, last but not least, I chose the Corsair Builder Series CX430. This power supply has enough power to run all these parts, perfectly fine. In fact, this is more power than that's needed for this build. But you know, it's cheap, and it's $20 after rebate right now on sale. And it's not fully modular or semi-modular, which is obviously expected for $20, and it will suit your needs for this build. However, if you upgrade your CPU to like a 8350 or like a 660 Ti with a graphics card, they most likely won't be able to run by this power supply. So yeah, so just upgrade that. If upgrade another power supply if you're willing, if you want to upgrade the CPU and the graphics card, which can definitely be done in this build. These parts are on sale now for, like I said before, for $300, but they'll most likely be more than they are right now in a couple weeks or so. So yeah, hurry up and grab it while you can, or wait till the holidays when the sales are better, or when there's better builds. Yeah, you can do either. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more.